Today's presentation will be on iTechnology Forms Accelerator version 2.5 and I will show the deployment procedure. This is the second part of our 2.5 version series, and the first presentation we talked about what are the new features and for business users, for administrators, and so on. First, let me just guide you through the agenda to show you what you can see today. And first of all, we will talk a little bit about the improvements of the iTFA. Then I will show you live how to deploy iTFA on your environments. And after that, we'll guide you through quick environment tests, quick smoke tests, to ensure that everything is working properly. Once this is done, we will show a few points on troubleshooting principles we have for iTFA, things like log files, where to look for issues, and everything else. And then we'll explain you the differences between the new licensing models we have. After that, we will have some time for questions. And now it's time for the first part of the demonstrations, and this is how to deploy iTFA. First of all, iTFA is a SharePoint solution, and as such, it needs to be deployed on central administration. And this is my central administration site, and right here under Operations, Solution Management, I already have my iTechnology Forms Accelerator WSP, and it's actually deployed on my site. Let me open my website. Deploying this solution gives you additional feature into site settings, top level site collection features, and here you can see that we have iTechnology Forms Accelerator. Activating this feature provides additional link into site settings, and this is about iTechnology Forms Accelerator deployment panel. So when I open it, the deployment panel will load, and here are all the steps that administrator needs to follow in order to complete installation successfully. The first two steps are about web config modifications and Silverlight support. Those changes should be done manually by the administrator. By opening Show Instructions link, you can see that the detailed instructions are provided, and all we can do, like administrators, is just to copy and paste those entries, those lines on the proper places. Right now, we have to do web config modifications, and this is the SharePoint web config file, which is located under the root folder in InetHub. You can find it very easily. And right now I'm opening the web config of my website with a simple text editor, and let's see what we have here. The first thing we need to do is apply Log4net settings. Probably you already know it very well, and this is a logging tool, logging for .NET tool, and in order to make it work, we need few entries into the web config. Actually, my web config is already configured in order to save some time, and right now I will just point you to the places where those things go. The first one is here. It goes right under Configuration Settings, and then we have few lines for Log4net, and let me just scroll down a bit. One more entry which goes right under HTTP modules, as you can see, and this one is about iTFA web service, the one that the designer uses to communicate with the server, and this one should go on the very low, the last line of the HTTP modules. As you can see, it's just 3 lines, and the elevator description, we have pretty good description into the manual steps, so everyone can do it. Okay, once we are done with web config, the next things we need to do is to provide Silverlight support entries, and those include meme types for the IES. So if I open, this is Internet IIS number 7, version 7. So if I open my website, SharePoint site, you can see right here under meme types that we have few entries for SharePoint. Actually, for IIS 7, those are coming by default, but anyway, you have links and things that you can check. As you can see, there is a Microsoft information how to do it link here, and you can click on it and see more details. For Silverlight, we need to apply client access policy file, and this goes right under where web config file lives, and you just have to copy and paste the text there and create a simple client access policy XML. And let's move on. Considering that all these changes are done, it's now time to do the actual implementation, the actual installation of the features. And the first thing to do is deploy timer jobs. Let me just show you. Actually, every instruction, every operation that you have to take here has detailed instructions. So right now, when I click on install of the timer jobs, the timer jobs will be installed, doc icon will be updated and things like that. Then, once the installation of timer job is done, the next step is to install management site. And the installation of iTFA management site requires just one click on install button. And the operation goes behind. The operation that goes behind is that the management site is created. Lists for it are created, and everything that you need to run iTFA as administrator is set up. And now, once the installation is complete, let's see, it's completed successfully, we can move on. After installation of management site, we need to install runtime database. And runtime database is where data model fields are stored, the values of those fields, the ones you use into your forms. The next step is to deploy form templates. Please note that this is not a required step, but right now I will install it as well. Once this is done, then we have additional step here, and it's about Nintex integration, Nintex workflow integration. I would like to say something here more, and it's that depending on your environment settings, you may or may not have this property, deploying of Nintex configurations. So the deployment panel is a very smart one, and it checks your environment settings, and if it detects that you don't have Nintex, then this property will not be available. So right now I installed Nintex as well. The only thing left is to apply license. And it's done by following the link here. And here I need to browse through my file. I think I put it on the desktop. Yeah, here it is. And once we select the file, we just click on Save button, and this will actually activate the license. And I think that we are done with deployment. It was very fast, as you can see. Just one more note, you need to be farm administrator and local SharePoint, local machine server administrator in order to deploy the solution.